Okay, I should be live, and I don't know why I have this thing on my screen. My screen's all small on my computer. I need to turn my volume down because I'm getting the notifications that I'm live, all that good stuff. But anyways, this wasn't like scheduled or anything really. Although I do make this every year. It's turkey and venison gumbo. And I don't know how I'm going to do my roux yet. I'd like to show y'all some options. And if somebody gets in here, I may let the chat decide. So, what I have leftover turkey. And I chopped up 1 bell pepper, 1 large sweet onion, 4 stalks, ribs, whatever you want to call them, of celery. And I've got venison sausage, which is just the pork and venison sausage from HEB. Right here. You can use whatever sausage that you want. Andouille sausage is more traditional, and you can use that if you want. There is some chicken andouille sausage that is really, really good. That if you're not going to use this, if you can find it, I highly suggest it. It's awesome. But have a little bit of bacon grease down here in the pan. Just a little. And I'm going to start by browning my sausage. That's the first thing I'm going to do. So we're going to sit here, we're going to stir sausage, and we're going to get it kind of brown. And we're going to put it back in the thing over there. I'm wanting to get the juices and stuff from the sausage, the grease and stuff to come out of there a little bit. Because next we're going to put our vegetables in here. And I also have 3 large little cloves of garlic that I have smashed and chopped up. But we're going to add that kind of at the end of the vegetables because garlic tends to burn very easily. If you can hear me, let me know. I'm using the headset for the vocal thing on here. But we're going to start by browning our sausage. I'm going to move that to the side. Then I'm going to do the vegetables and the grease and everything from the sausage. And I'm going to move that to the side. And then we're going to make a roux. And like I said, I'll show y'all some options on the roux. I can make it either from scratch, if y'all want me to, or we can use some instant roux. And I know a lot of people have problems making a roux themselves. So that's why I thought I'd show y'all some options, and I don't always make it from scratch. So you just want to keep kind of stirring this, especially once it starts sizzling and getting warm. I'm going to get all that grease in there. Then we're going to get our vegetables in here. We're going to take them out. We're going to do a roux. I got another pot over there. I got all kinds of pots on the stove. And you can do all this in 2 pots because you're going to have to make rice. But you can do all this in 1 pot if you want and start adding everything on top of it. That's another method of doing it. But I'm going to kind of do it all a little bit separately. Just keep kind of stirring it. And yes, this is live, if anyone's wondering. And this is venison sausage here. Just make sure when you cut things up, it'll fit on a fork. I just did most of it's kind of that angle cut on the sausage here. You don't have to do that. You can just coin it. You can dice it up smaller if you want. My vegetables, I dice them up a little bit small. They're not quite minced, but they're smaller than I normally do. And of course, we're making gumbo. You're going to want bell pepper, you're going to want celery, you're going to want garlic, you're going to want onion. That trinity. I keep kind of stirring it. This won't take too long. It'll just take a couple minutes. We're adding flavor by browning it first. All we're really doing, you don't have to really brown it. And you don't have to do any of this. You can just chop it up and you can put it in there if that's what you want to do. But if you're wanting something to do with that leftover turkey and you're already tired of turkey sandwiches and stuff like that, just consider this as an option. You can make gumbo with it, especially this time of year. It's starting to get cold. And you want a soup, stew. Gumbo's probably closer to a stew. And I'm not just going to use flour or roux to thicken it up. I'm not putting okra in it. I know a lot of people don't like okra. I don't mind it. My wife, she does not like it. My mom does not like it. But okra is a thickening agent for it. What I tend to use is filet and roux. And there's a couple different ways you can do the filet. Fowl filet, however you want to pronounce it. I think it's supposed to be filet. Hey Tolga, how you doing? Ray Gregory, how are you doing? Some people will sprinkle it on when it's served. And it's just sassafras is all it is. It's literally sassafras. This is also a good time to get rid of things that are going to expire, or you just need to get rid of it. Like, I have the Better Than Bouillon that I'm probably going to use, but I've also still got this that I don't want sitting around, and I need to use it up. So, and this is going out to both of my channels, by the way. This is going out to, well, 2 of my channels. I have 3. It's going out to Periscope's Kitchen, which is my cooking channel. And it's also going out to Chasing Ghosts, which is my motorcycle channel. So it's going out to both. Started out with the cooking channel. I keep stirring this. Keep stirring. That's going to be theme here. It's to keep stirring, especially when we get to the roof. Keep stirring. You don't want to burn your roof. If I burn my roof, I can make another one. It's just flour. Or you can make gravy. Tolga, we have Ray Gregory, and we have somebody else up there. I'm over on StreamYard, which I'm debating. I'm going to see what they do with making shorts and stuff like that. There's some new options with the StreamYard. See if it's worth it, because they raised their price so much, and money's really tight right now. So I may be getting rid of StreamYard and looking for another service, whether it's Riverside or what have you. But Riverside charges too, they just don't charge as much. And then for a lot of what I do, I can just go live from YouTube. And I don't need a streaming service except for when I do chat when I have people on. And is it really worth it to spend that money for a chat a month, maybe, where I've actually got, like a panel and people on there? I don't know. It might be. We'll see how it works out. But as you can see, it's starting to brown. We're going to do this a little bit more. You're going to want to keep doing it. If you get some a little browner, a little whatever than the other, it does not matter. So it's going to be going in a pot with chicken stock. You can use turkey stock. I would stick to chicken or turkey. Um, keep it poultry, or just use water. Because you don't have to use stock or broth. You can literally use roux and water. You know, this is poor people that come up with this food. You know, and then people want to charge all kinds of money for it. From what I understand, carrots didn't grow too well. That's how they came up with the Trinity. You know, there's obvious French influence in both Cajun and Creole cooking. There is a history to gumbo. It's all getting kind of mixed now, but you used to kind of be able to tell where it came from by the ingredients. And how that worked is the Creole, that's more New Orleans. And they had more access to flour. So they would typically be using more roux and stuff like that. The further away, you're going to find more sassafras and more okra to thicken it up. And now what you find is a lot of people, like myself included, that use a combination where I'm going to be using the filet and the roux. I'm going to be using both of them. Buck Brown, how are you doing? I am making gumbo. Yes, we're starting off with pan. If you don't have bacon grease, I'm assuming you're not from the South. We've all got bacon grease somewhere. You can buy some in the store or just fry up some bacon and save your grease. Or you don't have to. I mean, you can. This is a non-stick pan. I didn't have to put anything in it. You can spray it with pan. You can use a little oil if you want to. Or you can use nothing at all because the sausage is going to give you some. But we're going to use the drippings here when I take the sausage out for the vegetables. We are just stirring. I don't know when I'm going to run out of things to say. Free StreamYard to get 20 hours a month. I may do that. Because I'm only going to do like 1 or 2 chats a month where I have a bunch of people on. But I tend to multicast. Like right now I'm going to 2 different channels, and sometimes I'll do 3 channels. I wasn't going to deal with that on Instagram or any of that other stuff right now. This is just about where I want it. I'm going to put it back in here. I want to put vegetables on top of it. Then we're going to worry about a roux. I don't know if I'm going to make my roux in this pan or if I'm going to make the roux in the pot back there. I'm going to make it in one of them. I don't know. But it will go in one. If you didn't know, sausage is pre-cooked that you're buying in the store. And this one is just the venison sausage, pork and venison sausage, which basically all your venison sausage is going to be pork and venison from H-E-B. If you're in Texas, you can literally go to H-E-B and you can buy yourself venison sausage any time of the year that you want. Because I live in the glorious state of Texas. And if you live somewhere else, I'm not knocking your state, but I like Texas. I am a native Texan. Most of us will let you know it for a reason. People lost people. Lolly H. Looks good. How you doing, Lolly? Get my sausage out of here. And this one, you do want to get all your sausage out. You want to leave all those drippings for the next step. Let me get all this out. Yes, grease is hot. Grease will pop you. Be careful. I'm not a professional chef. I'm just someone who likes to cook. Every once in a while, the dog or the cat get some sausage. So I'm not worried about dropping food. If I drop food, my pets are happy. No. Oh, that's a knife. I got my garlic ready to go, but it's not going in right now. This right here is a large sweet onion, and one large red bell pepper. Was it red or green? No, a green bell pepper. I used a green one. I think, I don't know. We'll see when I dump it. But 4 sticks of celery that I chopped up, and they're kind of smaller than I normally chop things up, but we're going to cook this down. Okay, great. But anyway, thanks. It's in there somewhere. I forgot which one I grabbed. It happens. And if you're putting into metal containers like this, it's going to be hot. And we're basically going to cook this down so it's really soft. I'm going to put it over there on top of the sausage. So. And you might want to take your turkey out of the freezer it's in there, or if you have a refrigerator like mine that likes to freeze things at the top, you might want to take it out and let it thaw a little bit, probably an hour or two before you start doing this. So, but we're going to keep going. And we are going to keep stirring. That's kind of the name of the game with gumbo. Just keep stirring to get it all in the pot. Basically, just keep stirring. Krabby Turtle, how are you doing? You got Lolly, you got Ray Gregory, you got Tolga, you got Krabby. No Rumble? Yeah, no Rumble right now. Too much BS to set it up at the moment. And it seems to have problems with YouTube. And I'm doing enough right now. I had to fix the car and everything else. Amy just went somewhere, and basically, I didn't want to set Rumble up. Too much time and effort when I got other things to do. Rumble's a great platform. It's just having to get a stream key every single time, having to do stuff every single time. They don't make it easy. And I think it would help their platform if you didn't have to do that. If I haven't already said, nothing has to be perfect. Absolutely nothing here has to be perfect. You don't even have to use a roux at all. You can add probably about 4 tablespoons of the filet at the end. Go ahead and cook everything like you normally would. And I'll show you. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but this stuff right here. And if you haven't tried it, try it. It's awesome. It's awesome to sprinkle on top of soup. And you can thicken it up just with that alone. We'll get to the roux here in a second. I still haven't made up my mind what I want to do. I have a dark, dry roux that I can do. I can just pour that in. Or I've got the Tony Chachere's. Tony Chachere's is cool. Stop Your Mama is cool. Zatarain's is cool. But I've got their roux. It comes in a little container, kind of like the Wonder Flour. You know what that is? I'll show you in a minute. Let's see. You mix beef and venison when you make sausage. That sounds good. Let's see. Where's my mouse? See if I can get it up. If I missed anything. It looks more well than Rumble. Interface is also cool. I might try it. I know Rainey uses Riverside. He promotes it pretty hard. And I've been on it before, so I've seen the platform. Like I said, the name of the game here is stir and keep stirring for all of this. I'm going to have to get my whisk out here in a second. And what we're doing is we're just creating flavor palettes here. And I do have some relatives from Louisiana. One of my great-great-grandmothers, her name was Lafayette. And not that I have a whole lot, but I do have relatives over there. And they would have been more of the Cajun than the Creole. Out in the swamp, pour mud up to their elbows, digging out freaking mud bugs. And that would be on my mom's side of the family. My dad's side of the family, they're English and Czech and Irish. So we're going to keep stirring. And this is smelling awesome. So far, so good. Cool. A lot of stirring. Like I said, when I get this cooked down, now what some people will do, and yes, I make a mess. There's nothing wrong with making a mess. Some people will add their flour and stuff to the vegetables here and go ahead and make the roux with the vegetables and all that already in it. Sometimes I'll do that, and I'll generally have it minced up a lot more than it is now. I'm going to do that. And it kind of ends up looking more like mush. Kind of going to anyways. But we're just going to cook this down. We're going to cook it down a little more than normal. You know, the onions are all going to change color. And we're going to add the garlic in last. And then we're going to put it on top of our sausage over there. Then we're going to start worrying about a roux. And the bike is going, the Fat Bob, if anyone was wondering. I put a battery on it. Seems about 2 years is all you got to get out of a battery anymore. I had to change the headlight of the car. The Hyundai Santa Cruz, you got to pull the whole fender well out to change a headlight. I don't know if you thought of that idea, but I don't like it. But I like cooking my vegetables and stuff and the drippings from the meats. Anyone who's watched my cooking channel already knows that. You don't have to do that. Use some olive oil. No big deal. You can use butter. You can use whatever you like. Honestly, spray it with a little bit of Pam, maybe. Non-stick. Probably don't even have to add anything. But I do. We are going to keep stirring. And stirring, and stirring, and stirring. We haven't even got to the roux yet. Keep stirring. But it's also getting cold in most parts of the country, and a lot of y'all are getting snow and stuff now. And hot gumbo poured over rice sounds to me a lot better than a turkey sandwich. Especially when it's 30, 40 degrees outside. Or if you're actually getting snow, if you live someplace like that. That sounds way better than a turkey sandwich. So I'm like anti-turkey sandwich at the moment. Who's with me on that one? You have patience to cook. Okay. Yeah, you do have to have a little bit of patience to cook. Probably a little bit of patience to watch me cook. It is live, it's not pre-recorded. I'm not cutting to something else. I don't have that big of a budget operation. It'd be great if I did, but I don't. Keep moving it around, keep stirring it. You can use a wooden spoon, you can use a spatula. This is like a real flexible spatula. It don't matter. Not really any rolls. You can add other vegetables, honestly, if you want. Try it out, see if you like it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Probably gonna put that leg, still got meat on it, in the gumbo and let it cook so I can take meat off of it later. Some more. So I was cutting it off. It was up at the top of the fridge. I'm like, damn it. Now you are going to want your meat. If you can kind of rough tear it up, that'd be awesome. It'd look better. But as long as you got it cut up in pieces that will fit on a spoon, you're good. It's really all you're looking for is to have it, your meat cut up in a size that it will easily fit on a spoon. If you can do that, you'll be good. Yes, my arm's getting tired. But it's worth it. I gotta go about a minute or two longer, and I'm gonna add the garlic. Garlic will burn easily, so add that last. And that's 3 big cloves. You could probably use like 4 or 5 small cloves. Mince them up. I tend to smash them, and I smash them, and then I kind of mince them. I just like doing that. And stirring, and stirring, stirring, and stirring. Like I said, we haven't even got to the roux yet. So you can literally start adding flour and stuff right now and make your roux that way if you want. Like right after you put the garlic in. That is one method of doing it. Then people start adding their spices. I think people add spices too early. Like right now, I'm not going to add any spices to it. Once it gets in a pot, it's going to be a different story. I'm not going to add as much as you think. You don't have to make it hot. Some people make their food too hot. Make it where everybody can eat it. Like, I like hot food. I like spicy food. And I have hot sauce I can add to it. Amy does not like spicy food. So I make things generally where both of us can eat it. And if I want it hotter, I will make it hotter for me. Now I'm going to add garlic. There we go. And keep stirring. Once again. Always keep stirring. And we're only going to do this for like a minute or a few more, and I'm going to move it over. Now for bread choices, French bread would be the ideal thing, but you don't have to have French bread. You can use just regular garlic bread. You can have toast. You can have slices of rainbow bread and butter them. But bread pairs well with it. French bread, like I said, that's ideal. But you don't actually need that. And we're just getting rid of turkey. And if you have stock or anything else like that you want to get rid of, broth, something like that, as long as it's poultry, go ahead and get rid of it. You know, use it up in this thing instead of looking at it and saying, oh, this is expired, can I use it or not? And having that debate. And me and Amy have that debate all the time. With her, if it's expired, she's throwing it out. With me, I'm like, well, the can's not bulging. That's, I guess, the difference of how we grew up. Where she grew up a little better than I did. I was pretty poor, so we weren't throwing it out, you know. Yeah. There's a debate on expiration dates anyways, and how valuable they are and what it means. And what it usually means is a freshness thing, not that it's expired. It's like the company says our product will be, like, it's going to taste the best through this date. Doesn't mean it's actually going to be bad. So, if the can's not swollen, I'm not worried about it. I don't know if you are or not, or what have you. But I'm not. Okay. This is one where we're going to have to basically get all of it out. Don't have to, but we're going to. Can y'all hear me okay? Because I am using the headset. I don't know if it's blaring. I hope it's not blaring. I can't really go back and change it. Okay. Get it as clean as you can. There we go. Yes, that's going to be hot when you move it, so be careful. You hear me well. Awesome. Thank you. Now, try to keep from bumping my camera. I'm going to show you some options. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We're about to find out. That much I do know. Now, I can use flour and oil. We can do it like that. That's not a problem. Where is my whisk? Now, if you're using a non-stick pan, use a wooden spoon or use a plastic whisk. Don't use a metal one. But here's one that I've tried before and I like. That is Raging Cajun. I just happen to have some still up there. And it is still good through 8:30 of 26, so we're good. This one's a dry roux. And where's the instructions? Uh, 3 quarts of water, drink of oil, stir in 1 cup of Raging Cajun. So with this right here, your roux is already done. I would just measure out 1 cup of roux, and I would put this one in there. So this one is just ready. It's a dry roux. It's already made. I ain't got to put it in the pan. I ain't got to do anything like that. This one here is Tony Saturated. You can see that. Comes in a little container, kind of like Wonder Flour. And this one, over a medium heat, whisk 1 cup Tony Chachere's instant roux mix with 2 cups of cool water. Bring to a boil. After mixture begins to thicken, remove from heat. Continue to stir until well mixed. So you just add water to it, and it's an instant roux by Tony Chachere, so it's going to have the flavor and everything. You can use it for gumbo, you can use it for all kinds of stuff. That's one that you can use. Or I can use a cup of flour and probably about a half cup of oil, and I can make it that way in a pan. Turn the heat down lower for the moment. He'd be up there. I can turn it up real high. I just keep spinning and do it. And I don't know which one we should use. Which one y'all think I should use? I can use the dry roux. That would probably be the easiest. But if you're uncomfortable making a roux, that's a good option. This one here, all you got to do is add water to it and keep stirring it. This one here, I actually need to use this. So I'm going to forget to use it, and it's not going to be any good next year at Thanksgiving, which is usually when I need to use this. So maybe that's what I should do. I think I'll do that. That'll be the easiest way out of this situation anyways. So I was trying to make up my mind which one that I wanted to do. Now some people go half and half with the oil and the flour. Some people, yeah, this is the flour and stuff that's in it. It's a dry roux that's already made. If you can find it, I've used it before. It's really good. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this. Because I'm going to forget about it. And most of the time when I'm making a roux, I just grab some flour and I make a roux. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this one. If I can open it. Like I said earlier, use up the things that you need to use up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this one instead of making one from scratch. And this whole meal anyways, because how often do you really eat turkey here in the United States? Thanksgiving, Christmas. My family, we don't eat turkey for Christmas. We have tamales for Christmas. Let me see if I can read this. You can make a gravy out of it too. Stir in 1 cup of Raging Cajun. So we're going to need 1 cup. We'll go ahead and measure that out. And I'm trying to make this where anybody can make it. Like, if you're not good at making a roux, don't worry about it. You can buy one. Like I said, really don't even have to use a roux. Because I'd say about 4 tablespoons of that filet at the end. Taste it, you can add another. That's going to thicken it up just as good. I think that's what we're going to do. No, we're not using the whole thing. Is that about a cup? A little more. I can wipe the stove off. I spilled it on here. And no, it doesn't have to be exact. I'm just kind of measuring out a cup. To be honest, that's close enough. Try not to hit that, or that, or that. And yes, a paper towel near fire is probably not the best thing in the world. I don't care at the moment. So I'm going to move this over to the sink. Do not put this on anything that is plastic, anything that's going to melt, anything like that. And I will let it cool off over here in the sink. Okay, did I move that thing up? Could you not hear me? I did not realize I had the microphone moved up. So what's the change in the voice right now? Is it too loud? Should I move it back up where it was? I don't know. I had this washed earlier. If it's too loud, let me know. I had the microphone moved, I didn't realize it. So, audio is all the same. Okay. This is chicken stock. I'll start off with a quart of this because I need to use it up. That'll work. And we're going to keep that up. A bigger thing. Make another quart. And you don't have to use broth or stock. You can literally just use water. Warm, hot. We're going to get the water hot. So I'm going to mix this in. So, hold on for 1 second. Get a spoon. No, don't even have to be a measuring spoon. You must have a spoon. Probably because I'm the only one that washes the dishes. That would probably be the best answer. But you have a big ass spoon over here. I don't know if that'll fit in there. It might. We're gonna see. Why? Because I want to. And this is another quart. And yes, you can mix them. That's better than bouillon. If you got some bouillon cubes that you want to use, that's fine. That is just fine. 1, 2. Want to mix this up. Didn't even need my whisk. So far. But having some of this around is awesome. I love this stuff. We're going to pour this in there. That's 2. I'm gonna let this be good and warm. Heating it up. Let me turn the heat up on it. I do that for a reason. Because I don't want my roux to go lumpy when I pour it in here. Then I have to beat it out. Oh yeah, I still need my whisk. You're wondering the result from now. It's going to be a bit. Now this is live. We're fixing to watch water boil. There we go. Like I said, you don't have to use broth. You don't have to use anything. If you got bouillon cubes you want to use up. If you got some cans of broth you want to use up. Got anything like that. This is perfect. And this is fixing to be boiling hot, so that's all going to be mixed in there good. And I like this spoon. I have it up high so I can bring this to a boil. And then we're going to add stuff to it. So we have the dry roux that we decided on. And that will work. I got 3 people watching now. It's not for everyone to watch me cook for this long. This is going to be like a 2-hour long show. Hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. That's how warm it is. A little more. I'll get this nice and hot, then I'm going to add the roux to it. I'm going to add this to it. I could honestly add it right now. The veggies and the sausage, they're all still kind of hot. Yeah, we'll go ahead and add that now. I might add this to the pot. I don't know yet. Here's some turkey. It doesn't have to be an exact amount. I know recipes and everything will tell you. I should have probably done the roux. But anyways, it don't matter. Nothing matters. It doesn't matter that much. Let's put it that way. You don't have to use exactly 2 pounds of turkey and 1 pound of sausage or what have you. You don't have to do any of that. You can use what you have. We just kind of eyeball it. We're going to eyeball most of this. And like I said before, we don't have to use a roux at all. Because we can wait till we're done and we can use this. Sick bastard, how you doing? By the way, one of these never hurt. That's a bay leaf. Look at it this way. I do a lot of things kind of off the cuff. For Cajun seasoning, we can mix up a whole bunch of spices and I can do it. But there's too many options out there to save time. Because we're not looking for making our own secret recipe or any of that. We're just wanting to make some soup. We're wanting to make stew. We're wanting to make what have you. We're wanting to make gumbo. So, Tony Chachere's good old standby. And there's also Zatarain's. There's Slap Your Mama. There's Raging Cajun. There's all kind. No matter where you live, you can find some Cajun seasoning that you can use. And here in a bit, when I add it to it, we're not going to do that right now. There's too many other things that we need the flavor to kind of seep in. There's just too many options of stuff like this that you can buy. So just buy that. And like I said, I'm trying to make something that's easy for pretty much everyone to use. So that's what we're doing. That's real tempting. I may still do it. I ain't got a blue crab or nothing for the bottom of the pot. Maybe I'll just put that turkey leg down there. Anybody down here knows what I mean about the blue crab. So your chunks of meat and everything, just have them where they'll fit on a spoon and you're good. You can kind of rough chop them, tear them apart, that'll work better. But you're dealing with leftovers, so a lot of it's already carved up and sliced up, so do what you can with it. Doesn't matter, you're going to eat it. We're not cooking a turkey specifically for gumbo. This is something to do with your leftovers. You just ate, but you're hungry again. Awesome. I don't even know what chat I have this thing on. It might be on top chat. I'm not sure. I was probably supposed to select that at some point and I didn't. So that is what it is. Let me see if it lets you. Is there a comment on there I had? I didn't realize I had a comment up there. Screen's a little small. Cool. There we go. I get this good and hot, good and warm. Then I'm going to add that dry roux to it. Not quite where I want it. Once again, a few tablespoons of this. That's all you really need. Vanessa Kitty, hello, how are you doing? Things I would add right now, salt and pepper. It does not taste like it needs salt. Possibly some pepper. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna let it sit there for a minute. Let everything mingle. You can see it's starting to boil. Nearly where I want it. I just want it good and hot before I pour that in here. Actually, that is about where I want it. Might need to switch hands. Not sure. Probably should have done it before I added the meat to it. I just whisk it in there real good. You don't have to. I'm just kind of off the cuff most of the time. Whatever goes. There we go. Like I said, this is a dry roux that I'm using. If y'all didn't catch that, or if anyone's wondering, I'm just stirring it in there a little bit at a time. I already put my meat and stuff in there. But we're all good. Doesn't really matter that much. Actually, you can kind of gauge it better like this, like if you don't want to use quite as much. Start seeing it turn that gumbo color. And just stir it, keep stirring it. If I had time, I would have made stock from the bones. But I would also needed to have made my own turkey and not ate at the in-laws. Then I'd have all the bones I wanted. So you don't even have to do that. Literally, you could just have water in here, 3/4 of water, and start adding the roux. Or make your roux and add the water to it. You don't have to use stock. Doing good. Awesome. I don't know what channel anyone's watching on. Guys, I have my cooking channel going. This is broadcasting to Tara Smith's Kitchen. And also to my motorcycle channel. Because it is a holiday, I figured I would do like a dual stream. Let's see. What is the roux basically doing, by the way? Is it like a sauce? It's a thickening agent. Now, to add some flavor to it, but it's really just a thickening agent is what you're doing. You're thickening up your soup. You're thickening up your stew. You're adding flour, usually flour and oil, and whisk it up or mix it up with a wooden spoon, whatever. And if you notice how it was thinner before and the color was thinner, notice how it's darkening up and it's getting thicker. That's what it is. It's just a thickening agent. And kind of like with the story that I was telling earlier, the Creole stuff would use more roux. Well, now everybody uses a roux and everybody mixes, you know, a little of this, a little of that. Some people like okra, some people don't. But 150, 200 years ago, transportation was different. And people didn't have as much access to like flour off the port of New Orleans. So people who are closer to the port had more access to flour. And so they used more like the roux and stuff like that. And people who were further away, the more Cajun kind of thing, would have used more of the filet, which is sassafras. That's all it is sassafras. Or okra as a thickening agent for their gumbo. That's what it is. And it's not just for gumbo, like in a lot of cooking, you're making a roux. Your roux is really a thickening agent. You add some flavor to it, but it's really a thickening agent, is what it is. I just stirred it in there a little at a time. This stuff's going to be boiling. And also doing it this way, it's kind of less grease on the top of it. Because if I sat there and mixed up, because that is, I guess that's an advantage to using that dry roux over there. Because you would have, if I would have made the roux from scratch, you would have had more grease at the top of the gumbo than I currently do. So, there is an advantage to that if you want to take that into consideration. I'm going to taste this. That is good. Always taste your food. That's about right there. That is like perfect. Not really anything else left in there. I just wanted all the stock and stuff that I put in there. I wanted it to get kind of hot before I put it in there, just to make it easier to mix in, to blend in, however you want to call it. Say it, whatever. But anyone can do this. Any of you can do this. You got leftover chicken, you have like a rotisserie chicken or something like that. Do the exact same thing. You don't have to use turkey. You would eat half that pot right now. I haven't even made the rice yet. Now, if you're going to make the roux from scratch, you're going to have to do a lot of stirring for a while. I will generally turn my heat up higher and I will stir it. Y'all have seen me make a roux before if you're on my cooking channel. I'll turn the heat up higher and I'll stir it fast, and within 5 minutes I've got a roux. A lot of people, most people will have their heat down lower, kind of like a medium heat, and they'll stir it for like 20 minutes because it's very easy. You know, you're cooking flour. It's just flour and oil, and it's very easy to burn it. And I always suggest that for your first couple of times doing it. That is perfect. Those are little chunks of turkey and stuff floating in there, the smaller chunks. I was like, what is that? Oh, that's turkey. If you want to see. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add this to the bottom of it. That is a turkey leg, and it's in the bottom. This is going to cook. So we have that. And this right here is going to cook like this. Now, if you have the ability to let it cook on low all day and just let it just kind of simmer, it's just more going to kind of mix the flavors from the turkey and the sausage and the vegetables and all that. Like I said, we haven't even added the Tony Chachere's yet. Honestly, it doesn't need it, because this has some seasoning in it as well. But it works just like it is right now. We're going to have bread to heat up here in a minute. And I have French bread. Yeah, I think I lost people watching when I put the bone in there. It's a turkey leg, come on. Anyways. Gotta have something to do with it. Where did she put my bread? I have no idea. I am now looking for it. Yeah, that leg's not going to hurt anything, by the way, if anyone's wondering. It's a turkey leg. How many people watching now? Oh, back up to 5. Oh. Thought everybody ran away. I don't even have any claws or anything like that sticking out of the pot. You know? I had to do that sometime. I'll be hitting claws, so get back in there. Move it. She does that on purpose. I think she was mad. So, French bread, ready to go. Where is it? I do not know. I know where I had it. I have all-purpose flour that I was going to use for the roux. Now this is boiling good, I'm going to turn it down. Kind of like medium low. Now, if you're making a roux from scratch, the one thing you really don't want to use is like self-rising flour. You don't want to use self-rising flour. That is not going to work out well for you. I know exactly where I put it. I put it right here. I hate that. I'm walking around like a dumbass looking for my bread. Just put it in here. She's nice. Oh, she was nice. Okay, cool. I'm not going to yell at her too bad. I just hate when I have something ready and then it moves. But just from HEB. French bread. It's French sticks, but that'll work. And that's what we have. The oven is actually already warm. So, I am going to take this nonstick pan. Because this is already cooked. It just needs to be warmed up. And I'm going to place them in there. So good and warm. Well, I can turn it on low. I'll show you. I'm just going to put it in there. Let it kind of warm up. Turn it on for just a second. It did cool off a little too much. But if you're going to make the roux from scratch, all-purpose flour is fine. Just make sure you don't use self-rising flour. It's going to activate that stuff when it hits the heat, and that's not going to work out well for you. That's a big turkey. What I'd like to do that I didn't have time for, I hadn't had time for in years, is to go turkey hunting and have my own damn turkey instead of the store-bought crap. But that is a totally different subject. But I'm sure some of y'all can follow me on. Let me rinse out my measuring cups. I'm going to get ready to do the rice. And let them dry. Now, there are a couple of methods you can use doing rice. None of them are wrong. You can drop somebody's coffee cup that wasn't where it was supposed to be on the floor. That's one method. It makes a lot of noise. Now, for the rice, you can just read the instructions. We got Agorizer, how are you doing? Night Strike, what are you doing? How are you? And Edward Espinoza, how are y'all? Anyways, you can read the instructions on the bottom here. Pretty simple. 2 cups of water, 1 cup rice, 1 teaspoon salt. Or 3 cups of water to 2 cups of rice, which is, I might do that. I might make smaller. I don't know. When you're making something like gumbo like this, you want to make the amount of rice that you're actually going to use. If you're going to be putting this in the fridge like I am, rice tends to suck up all the juices in there. So make the rice as you go. So as you put it in there, you can heat up the gumbo on the stove, like for dinner 2 nights from now, and you can make however much rice that you need, and you'll have fresh rice. So I'm not going to make a whole lot of rice. I'm probably just going to do the 3, 2, and I'm going to put some salt in there, and that's what I'm going to do. So 3 cups of water, 2 cups of rice. There's also the finger method where you cover it with water to your knuckle. There's nothing wrong with that method. That method works perfectly. Whatever method you choose, that's up to you. That is totally your discretion. You can even get the instant rice and make the instant rice. That's fine. There's no problem with that. You know? What is it? Uncle Ben's instant white rice. Not a problem with it. You're going to put rice in a bowl, and you're going to put gumbo on top of it. So, as long as you have your rice, you're good. Like I said earlier, nothing is that specific. Nothing is that important. This is basically a Cajun mulligan stew, if you really think about it. You put damn near anything you want in it. Tell me one day I'm going to have blue crab in the bottom of that pot. We're going to be hitting some claws. I'd get some freaks and people out and watch it. Would I do that? Yes, I would. Now we're going to have our 3 cups of water. And once again, I'm not trying to be fancy with this or anything like that on purpose. I'm very purposely making this very simple. Literally anyone can make this. And that is the entire point. You don't have to be Emerald. You don't have to be Justin Wilson, who I grew up watching. Justin Wilson and the Frugal Gourmet, all of them. We didn't have cable. It was PBS. But you don't have to be fancy. I'll probably take the ratatouille approach of anyone can cook. I agree with them. Yes, there's going to be a bay leaf in there to pull out. And you do not have to put a bay leaf in there. How much salt? There we go. Make sure nothing's burning. You will want to stir this occasionally. Obviously, when you take the lid, keep it like that, hot water is going to run off of it. You don't want to burn anything. Yes, there's a big old turkey leg in the bottom of the pot. Not a smell paper burning. That had me concerned. Anything too close? Oh, I know what that is. That's why. Cool. That is as warm as that needs to be. So my bread's warmed up. I was wondering if I wasn't losing my mind. I lost my mind a long time ago. Really don't care to find it either. I'm much happier this way. Let me look at my messages again. You're getting hungry watching this, and I am doing my job. If Yan can cook, so can you. Okay, cool. Night strike. I am not worthy. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Who else is in here that I might have missed? Edward. I don't know which channels y'all are on. I am going out to Christmas Kitchen and to Chasing Ghosts, my motorcycle channel, because this is kind of a holiday edition. And I might do that from now on, like for like the whole holiday edition thing. What to do with your leftover turkey. Now, you don't have to use venison sausage. I use venison sausage because I like venison. You know? You can use whatever sausage really that you want to use. Sausage, put it in there. Andouille is Cajun sausage. That's traditional. If you want to put that in there, there is chicken andouille sausage that I like, that I'm going to make red beans and rice with, which is something I'm going to show y'all here in a minute. Sort of a quick one that I like. Check that out. Chicken andouille sausage. That stuff's good. Still kind of smells like something burning. Not food. So I'm making sure everything's away from the stove. Think you have you mixed up with Santa. Kitchen holidays complete until night strike comes down the chimney. No. Night strike is not Santa. I heard night strike brings guns and ammo. So if that's your thing, you know, bandolier belts wrapped around the tree, that sort of thing. If that's your thing, then night strike's who you're looking for. Okay. Yeah. Oil. Am I worried about using the same spatula? No, I'm not. I really don't give a shit. Sorry. Sorry about the language. That sounds more like you. Leaving bandoliers around the tree. Yeah, we'll come up with our own mythology to night strikes visits. Spam cans and ammo belts glistening around the tree. That'll work. Y'all can work on the rest of it. Like I said, occasionally Stardust. Don't want it up too high. That's always fun. You bring up a big bone. There we go. The bread is in there. It is warm. And that will work. So pretty much we're waiting for our rice right now. And the rice, usually takes what, 15 minutes? Something like that. Yeah, cover, let simmer 15 minutes. And if you want to leave the skin on your turkey, that's fine. If you want to take the skin off your turkey, that's fine. None of it really matters. Like seriously, none of it really matters. Yeah, it's all edible. What kind of bowl do I want to use? Now the bowl I like. That's not going to do it right. Would be better. Use a nice deep bowl or do that. Or I could wash one. That would generally help. I swear, I'm the only one who does dishes. There needs to be a fairy that visits, just washes your dishes, and leaves. Nobody else washes. Tiny. Here's a plastic bowl. It's not as pretty. I can go for the pretty or I can go for that. I don't know which one. Because that's what I'm going to eat out of. You know what I mean? I'm not... Well, this one will probably look better. This one makes more sense. If you want a bowl. The dish fairy. Yes. We're coming up with our own mythology here. We got Night Strike leaving bandoliers of ammo and span cans. And visits from the dish fairy. We're going to have all of it here pretty soon. This is pretty good, by the way. I don't drink a lot. Usually like a good glass of scotch or vodka or something every once in a while. I work for a living. I had a job that frowned on that shit. I don't drink much. I'm not a teetotaler or anything like that. Far from it. Just, I have more important things to do. You're going to sleep. Wish you an excellent evening to all of us. Awesome. But get your sleep. You're on the opposite side of the world there, Tolga. Do what you gotta do. You know I have my bread there. I have a bread knife. I have a bread knife somewhere. It's probably not the one I'm going to use. I'll use a knife. Might not be a bread knife. That would make more sense. It doesn't really go together, but it would make more sense. We'll figure it out. No, I'm not supposed to do this, but I always do. So sue me. I forgot when I said 15 minutes on the rice. So I'm going to go for about 8 or 10. See, 40, 42, 540 and 542 should be somewhere around there. Now, if you add the sassafras or the filet too early, sorry, I'm moving my mic, it can make it stringy. That's why you don't add it right now. It's going to be 12 tonight. Well, you can have that. But this would be a good soup to have when it's that cold. All right, you're going to go get some food. Awesome. Now, I use this, the Raging Cajun dry roux. I get it at H-E-B. You can look it up if you want to. And yeah, she's calling. She knows I'm live. It really doesn't need anything else. But if you want to add something else, now these last few minutes would be a better time to add it than at the beginning. So, this is Tony Sacheries. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of Tony Sacheries. You're fine just like it was. But taste it. Always taste it. Before you add anything to it, before you do anything like that, taste it. Stir it in there real good. That's all it really needs. Doesn't even need that, but that'll work just like it is. Let me text her back. I'll put the lid over it. In fact, I may just put this on top. I may not mix it in there. That'll probably work out better. I do half the time anyways. I don't know where the thing went. Or I may add some to it. I haven't made up my mind yet. We're figuring it out as we go. How's the rice looking back there? Rice is looking good. Night rice. Anyways, it's actually good to see you out there, Night Strike. I think he just left to go get some food. Saunas are for cold nights. Yes, they are. So we're just waiting on the rice. What do you figure? 5 more minutes on the rice, something like that. That's where we'll be at. And we'll be taking the rice and putting the rice in the bowl, and then we'll be dumping the gumbo on top of it. I think the other one kind of look better for show. I don't know. We'll see how it works. We have bread down there. And I have cats. So every once in a while you'll hear something fall or what have you. I don't know why it looks like 2 StreamYards are going. They might be. Oh, that's when I set that up. That's the second one. Okay, I was looking at my tabs. See how they were. So let me go through my comments, make sure I didn't miss anything while we're waiting on the rice. We're back to the dish fairy. Yes, we need a dish fairy. Agorizer, Night Strike, Black Bear Forge, Eduardo, Tolga. Tolga is awesome. There's Sick Bastard. He's actually a pretty cool dude. I met him at the camp out in Florida. I met him, I met Buck Brown, met a whole bunch of people. Both of them are awesome people. But it's getting colder, so the soups and the stews and the brothy things and all that kind of stuff starts sounding a whole lot better. Especially on a cold night, you come home, you've been working outside, or you've had your drive home, or what have you. You don't want a cold sandwich. You want something hot, something that's going to kind of warm your insides and stick to your ribs. Still debating on the filet. I'm telling you, it's as I go. It's a knife. And of course I have bread. That is hot. Why is it hot? Because I stuck it in the oven. That's why it's hot. I did this to myself. Like everything else in life, I did this to myself. And I am going to cut some bread while we're waiting. Had to grab something to hold it with. Just little pieces of French bread. 2-4, how are you doing? These are French sticks rather than, I guess, French bread. But it will work. Wonder Bread will work. Any of it will work. Nothing is that specific. You don't have to do anything. They can't make you. I promise they can't. Rice is pretty close. I'm about to start corking other people's live streams if I'm not already. Hello, 2-4. I think I need to pull the stove top up once I get through with all this. See if anything fell under here. Like a tab on a tea bag or something. That's what it smells like. I keep smelling that. We shall find out. I'll put butter on one. So I am hungry as well. And go back and stir this. And once again, our turkey leg. It quite literally needs nothing else. You can make it hotter. You can do the Justin Wilson, add some Tabasco sauce, or whatever hot sauce is your choice. You can make it hotter. There's no need. Honestly, you'll make it that hot and other people are going to eat it. Leave it like it is and take your hot sauce to the table and make your own hotter. That is good. And we're just waiting on rice. No one as interesting as live. That's probably including me. I think everyone's bored from the holiday. Considering that most of my viewers are male, they're probably sitting in the living room on the couch with a 1,000-yard stare after being drugged through some strip center and mall or what have you on Black Friday. Don't do that to him. I don't know, some of y'all like Black Friday. Especially the tech deals and stuff like that. I don't know how people wait in line. You know? You're on the treadmill. Cool. I need to get on a treadmill. But I don't know how people like they wait in line for hours for concert tickets or some Black Friday sale or something like that. If that's your thing, more power to you. I don't have anything against it, but it's not me. Do not wake me up that early on any day that I don't have to go to work. I am armed and I will fight you. Still drinking, still drinking coffee. I haven't started on beer yet. I don't know if I'm going to even open that or not. I might. I might not. Yeah, rice is done. So how do I want to scoop out the rice? I do not want to hit my camera. It's one thing I don't want to do. This one will probably look better. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I'm going to eat it out of the other one. Hold on. Sorry about that. I was like strangling on a piece of bread. Kind of still am. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully I'm better. We will find out shortly. Have rice. Turn the heat off. That might help. Down further on the gumbo. DM Foss, how you doing? You ever do that though? Accidentally, like get choked on something you shouldn't be choked on? Like what? See if I can make this look pretty. Or kind of pretty. Or something like that. I don't know. We will find out. How's that look to you? That is turkey and venison gumbo. I didn't add the filet yet. But like I said, I can add some to it now. Or I can just sprinkle it like that. And we are good. That's always great. Start choking at the end of your chat. But it's a thickening agent, and it also adds a kind of a different flavor to it if you've never had it. Some turkey, and get some venison in a shot for everybody. There you go. Turkey and venison gumbo. I probably need to take some kind of picture of it for the internet. I'll put some bread with it. We'll see if I can make it work. I don't know. I'm going to find out. You'll see it posted on my channel. Hold on. Now, it does better to take pictures like this from a distance because of shadows and stuff. And then kind of zoom in. Not that mine's going to look all professional or anything. But that'll work. I think. Take a couple more. Move my coffee cup out of the way. Trying to take a picture for the thing. Thumbnail, yeah, thumbnail worthy. We shall see. Don't even know if I can really pull that up. Whichever one I decide on will be posted on my Discord and will probably be used as a thumbnail. And is that the thing? That might be. No, that's a skin. That's what that is. It's skin. I'm looking for the bay leaf because there's a bay leaf in here somewhere that I didn't take out. So be careful. There's a bay leaf in there. And there you go. Turkey and venison gumbo. I hope you all enjoyed it. I don't know if you want to sit here while I eat a bowl of it or not. But I am hungry, so I am going to eat. But there's nothing to it. That was, you can use 3, you can use 2. I used 4 sticks of celery. Kind of, diced them up small. And the same with the bell pepper. You can use whatever color bell pepper you want. And about the same size as I did the celery. I used 1 bell pepper. 1 large sweet onion. Doesn't have to be a sweet onion. It can be just a yellow onion, a white onion. You need an onion is what you need. And I used 3 really big cloves of garlic. You can use like 4 or 5 smaller ones. I minced those up. I used 2 links of the sausage, and I browned them first. Took them out. Then I took all the vegetables with the garlic. I put it in there. I cooked them down. The last 2 or 3 minutes, I put the garlic in. We're cool. Then I took that out. Then we decided on using the dry roux. We use this one right here, the Raging Cajun dry roux. I used a cup of that with 3 cups of stock. We got the stock hot before we added the roux to it, just so it mixed in easier. And that is the dry roux. 3 quarts of stock. You don't even have to use stock, you can use water. But we use stock. If you're going to use stock or broth or anything, just keep it poultry, because we're doing something poultry here. And I don't know if you've done it non-poultry. Let me know. Let me know what your results are. I'd be very interested to hear. So I'm thinking like the vegetable might not be too bad. Like the vegetable stock, that sort of thing. But we got that hot. We put our vegetables and our meat in there, our turkey and our venison sausage. Towards the end, we added about a tablespoon of Tony Chachere's. It really didn't need anything else. You can make it hotter if you want. You can add Tabasco. I do have Tabasco right there. But if you're going to have the whole family eat it, not everyone likes hot food, just put that one on yours. And instead of putting the filet on, like, in the soup, which I still may do, I just sprinkle it over. I put my rice in there. I poured my gumbo over it, and I sprinkled some of the filet on my gumbo. I have not ate since like 5 o'clock this morning, so my stomach's like, whoa, what is this? It is food. See if I can get another picture for you. Turkey and venison gumbo. There you go. And I got French bread, French sticks. You don't have to use that. I said Wonder Bread, Rainbow Bread, whatever bread your store sells. Put some butter on it. You'll be fine. You don't have to specifically have that. This is just a way to use up the leftover turkey. So, I hope you enjoy the video. I'm going to go back in the comments later or in the description, and I'm going to add everything that we used. And I'm going to list it in there. So if anyone wonders, it'll be in there. It might be tomorrow or the next day. I don't know. But I'll list that in there. If you watched this long, thank you so much. If you're on my motorcycle channel, yes, I have a cooking channel. You're more than welcome to check it out. It is Tara Smith's Kitchen, which is linked on my links. If you go to my channel page and look at all my links, it should be in there. And if you're one of my subscribers on Tara Smith's Kitchen, which is my cooking channel, I also have a motorcycle channel. Feel free to check that out if you would like to, if that interests you. And I have a toy channel too. I haven't done much with it yet. That's stuff upcoming. I have an idea of what to do with it. Yeah, see me later. It's almost time. So I will catch y'all later. I gotta let this kind of cool off and dish it up and put it in the fridge and all that. Cook enough rice for what you're gonna eat that day. Don't like make a whole bunch of rice. That way you're putting the gumbo in a container or a bowl. Take the gumbo out, heat it up, make whatever rice you need, because the rice is gonna soak up all the juices in there. So I mean, you don't want it too thin, but it's still going to soak it up. That's what rice does. And you want fresh rice anyways. So, thank you so much. I will catch you all later. Thank you for watching. And this is my after Thanksgiving what to do with all the leftover turkey. Why not make turkey gumbo? In this case, turkey and venison gumbo. Because it's awesome. So, I'll catch you later. Thank you so much. and bye.